Jasher chapter 8, and one can say, but no meant me, but well, because we do identity. Many tea and a time no cry, cry. That time no cry, you know. Benjamin, going to read Jasher chapter 8. Let me just watch it here so that I can share. All right. And it was in the night that Abraham was born, that all the servants of Terah and all the wise men of Nimrod and his conjoiners came and ate and drank in the house of Terah. And they rejoiced with him that night. Terah woyen, or wine, or Abraham, or Nanajo, into Nimrod and then Crawford bow to celebrate on Bedidi or Monomoye. Yanka is a previous way, Nana make like Mekai and other chapters. No, Terah was a priest, a sub priest, a man Nimrod. Yeah, they use the term prince, a man Nimrod. Okay, they say Terah Abraham or Nanajo. Nimrod didn't grow in painful biabo money and just up a Terah. And when all the wise men, oh, okay, good. And all the good, and all the wise men and conjoiners, okay, they were both conjoiners and the wise men, went out from the house of Terah. They lifted up their eyes towards, okay, into omo didiye omo komfi omo to omo. So they lifted up their eyes towards heaven that night to look at the stars. I think there's that time MC will be an star. Star in the bema who the akolana is. And behold, to look at the stars, and they saw, and behold, one very big star came from the east and ran to the heavens. And he swallowed up the 4 stars from the 4 sides of the heaven. Who said stars and soma gusoro kesia pan as swallow the other 2. The kesia pan as swallow 4 from the east of the heavens. And all the wise men of the king and his conjoiners were astonished at the sight, and the sages under this matter, and they knew its import. Into so they understood what they saw. And they said to each other, this only betokens the child that has been born to Terah this night, who will grow up and be fruitful and multiply and possess all the earth, he and his children forever. And he and his seed will slay great kings and inherit their lands. The interpretation of what they saw. And the wise men and conjoiners went home that night. And in the morning, all these wise men and conjoiners rose up early and assembled in the appointed house. Okay, so omobia koda, omochase obia koda, na no panomo san by because omo awonwade anadwom. To the next anopana, they assembled. Omokoshia baby. And they spoke and said to each other, behold, the sight that we saw last night is hidden from the king, and it has not been made known to him. And should this thing get known to the king in the latter days, he will say to us, why have you cancelled this matter from me? And then we shall all suffer death. Therefore, now let us go and tell the king the sight which we saw and the interpretation. Therefore, and we shall then remain clear. Almost say the ehuna na jono esese ye koka kire king no king be Nimrod, because oman koka kire Nimrod na say Nimrod eti na kire ya Nimrod be ku, because he was a very tough man. So they have to go and tell the king Nimrod what they saw. They have to interpret or give him the interpretation also for them to be clear from there. Said be a Dutch no betia unhum, because not that no be 8. And they did so, and they all went to the king and bowed down to him to the ground, and they said, "May the king live, may the king live." We heard that we heard that a son was born to Tara, the son of Nahor. Tara ne papa de Nahor. Na da na meka Nahor. Tara besan wo baby so no to the din Nahor. Or the not to the papa. Okay. The prince of thy hosts. It's almost kind of post natural prince of thy host. Prince Tara. Prince of thy host, Tara. And we yesterday night came to his house, and we ate and we drank and rejoiced with him that night. And when thy servants went out from the house of Terah to go to our respective homes to abide there for the night, we lifted up our eyes to heaven, and we saw a great star coming from the east. And the same star ran with great speed and swallowed up 4 great stars from the 4 sides of the heaven. Almost say, like the who ye no catch Nimrod, see who Tara, you see a cosra Tara, ye didi anom, obia konifi, ye do abontia, ye who set star crack there, in suma ke see bi fi istaba. Na nsuo be bi nso gu be egu baabi dida. Nsuma bi nso 4 corners of the heaven na nsuma bi gu. Yom hu ya ni se sa nsuma kesi etu akọ swallow the other 4, which was very strange to them. And and thy servants were astonished at the sight which we saw, and were greatly terrified, and we made our judgment upon the sight. So they interpret interpret here on the side to kneel by the wisdom, the proper interpretation thereof, that this thing applies to a child that is born to Tara, who will grow up and multiply greatly and become powerful and kill all the kings of the earth and inherit all their lands, he and his seed forever. Okay, so even me, make our hakran, I understand. Say the entio, you go can baby say, and it's na moka say all the earth and I just so much for penam here. But I just also knew. I've gotten to understand. Say the entio moka say all the earth. Sa so na kesi and be swallow. It was the 4 corners of the heaven. So I would say that's my interpretation. I would say from east, west, north, south, and an instrument like a wall. So they knew, say, this child, he is going to swallow all the kings, like he's going to take over the earth. And now, our Lord and King, behold, we have truly acquainted thee with what we have seen concerning the child. If it seems good, if it seems good in the king to give his father value for this child, we will slay him before he shall grow up and increase in the land, and his evil increase against us. See, that we and our children perish through his evil. So, Omokache Nimrod said, "Is it so Abraham? Because the Omo Abraham is very strange. Say Abraham or Nenkola see Naso Ni, Naso Nasefo, be stronger. They are going to kill our Omonso Asefo. So they have to kill the child. Oh, Abraham. Almost said they are interpreting this as evil. Say Abraham obenyi ni nasefo abekun ewiase abedi ewiase sun na ni omo ankasa nso maso ntino is evil. So they have to kill Abraham. And the king heard their words, and they seemed good in his sight. And he sent and called for Terah. And Terah came before the king. And Jomukas actually the king. Who is this king? Nimrod. And Jomukas no say okay. And I'm gonna go for Terah because I ended. King be any hon more person be betuno. Na se for be yemwa. And he said Terah awo akwala bi na ye friend Abraham no obenyi no obekunkunkun asefo dia. Na some so mo the wisdom about like mo the advice about say yenku akwala ne dia. Kono ko friend Terah brem. And the king said to Terah, I have been told that a son was yesternight born today, and after this manner was observed in the heavens at his birth. And now, therefore, give me the child that we may slay him before his evil springs come against us. And I will give thee for his value thy house full of silver and gold. The king called Terah Abraham Papa. Ken Nehwai Nimrod. Me body dina asem Abraham Papa ba epe no si yate se wa wo baby anajo no yira wo baby anajo no. Say na conjures the wisdom the wise men they saw. This is the interpretation. Fakola ne bra ne yenku no. Wo de akola ne ba ne yeku na me ma usika bebre me ma gold. Ubedi because and say sa akola wo obenyi. Does it sound something? And say sa akola wo obenyi no obedi yenso yemman mo so. Fakola ne bra ne yenku no. And Terah answered the king and said to him, my lord and king, I have heard thy words, and thy servant shall do all that his king desire. Terah Papa said, oh, the Okanamati. May the Okan also. But my lord and king, I will tell thee what happened to me yesterday, that I may see what advice the king will give his servant. And then I will answer the king upon what he has just spoken. And the king said, speak. And Terah said to the king, Ion, son of Mored, came to me yesterday night, saying, give unto me the great and beautiful horse. I think so. Okay, let me read. Give unto me the great and beautiful horse that the king gave thee, and I will give thee silver and gold and straw and provender for its value. And I said to him, wait till I see the king concerning thy words. And behold, whatever the king said, that will I do. Abraham said, okay, but me so me was saying bika. I said, no, no, beka no. Also, my advice, and then I'll see what I'll say. And Okajen said, Ion no minimum pako. I'm so yeah, I'm fearful be the son of Nimrod. I'm one of the chief microphone. Eba me ho anajo no. Epeka me say, Well, who said, oh, Nimrod, oh, he, what my beautiful horse be? And to me, for horse on the man, not on mammy sika. What are you saying about this? Wow. I think so no bunebe. If you look at Colani, the end on so cars a beautiful horse, or something for us, man. I said, your friend is saying, Nathan, Equoye David Nibi. Wow. It's or him to dead and okay. And now, my Lord and King, behold, I have made this thing known today, and the advice which my king will give unto me, that I will follow. And the king heard the words of terror, and his anger rose scandal, and he considered him in the light of a fool. And in the light of, and the king answered Terah and said to him, are thou so silly, ignorant, or deficient in understanding to do this thing, to give thy beautiful horse for silver and gold, or even for straw and provender? You see, Terah used wisdom. Said the Nathan ye David. I know him say, unim nyanza, and I won't drink, and I won't correct. They ain't na wa beautiful horse. Na obi say fabeji sika. Na wonso de komana jiska no nto baby sa asem we. As I say who say friend say sika no, it's not more than that beautiful horse. So mami me kan ebia na omako kan sa asem no wa ha. Intim na asem kan. Okay, let me say it. So I think Setara etreke ken no ehu na adwin di obeka. Wo se me fa me bamra na me kuno na mama sika. Okay, me kache also obi se wo the horse bi ama me obi se me fa horse no man na me magi sika de o si ade me ni nyansa se me de horse no kwaji sika na, which means so Abraham it was okay. Na just say me Abraham, yes I magi bi no. So the answer from Nimrod to Abraham was the mindset, was the thinking, and as we are not therapist so if you can know second no obepene a said the kind said the Nathan ko catch David. So won kai the Nathan ko catch David ekokun beshi ba kun no ena oware no ena Abraham Nathan e catch ni say ohin bi no wo yede no bebre eno ko ohia fu ni bi ho no ko fa ni ba kun obenne David say me ni say na Nathan say na wo na ye ade na ma bebre o na go fa beshiba na wo say kun ku aka obi say rade anko be ma bebre. And the king, okay, why enemy? Thou art so short of silver and gold that thou should do this thing. Or tell the Nisika Unisika so do like he was still insulting Abraham, Papa Sarah. Straw and provender to feed thy horse. And what is silver and gold to thee? Or straw and provender that thou should have give away that fine horse. Horse upon we and say now the old say on funny bamra no magiska. Which I gave thee, like which there is none to be had on the whole earth. And the king left off speaking, and Terah answered the king, saying, like unto this has the king spoken to his servant. I beseech thee, my lord, the king. What is this which thou didst say unto me, saying, give thy son because I knew what Terah was doing. And no, so give thy son that we may slay him, and I'll give thee silver and gold for his value. How shall I do with silver and gold after the death of my son? Who shall inherit me? Surely then at my death, the silver and gold will return to my king who gave it. Also, one dear old comfort also. I mean, I'm from a bamra mamiska, a baba quamako. Now, mamiska we, that's a me wa, and as a colani wuna, Sikana or the mammy. Okay, Debbie, Ukua colano, now mamiska ni na sɛ me Tara ne wu no a saa sika no a wode maa me no wo bɛsan bɛgye wo sika na kyerɛ sɛ medi nkwaseɛtem. And when the king heard the words of Tara and the parable which he brought concerning the king, it grieved him greatly, and he was vexed at this thing, and he angered burned within him. The book free. Sarah can't me. And when the king heard the words of Tara and the parable which he brought concerning, sorry. And Tara saw that the anger of the king was kindled against him, against him, and he answered the king, saying, all that I have is in the king's power. Whatever the king desired to do to his servant, that let him do. Yeah, even my son. He is in the king's power without value in exchange. He and his two brothers that are older than he. Ohun so hin both no se ohin esrewo. Odi niema wo bia obetimi afa. Because he knows anymore my word. Okay. And the king said to Sarah, no, but I will purchase thy younger son for the price. Maybe. And Sarah answered the king, saying, I beseech thee, my lord, the king, and let thy servant speak a word before thee. And let the king hear the word of his servant. And Sarah said, let my king give me 3 days' time till I consider this matter within myself and consult with my family concerning the words of my king. And he pressed the king greatly to agree with this. Okay, as I'm not can matter. I'm not able to focus on 3 days. No, he person was he pressed him, which means or twice convinced. I am saying he convinced the king, say on Monday 3 days. And the king hearkened to Tara, and he did so, and he gave him 3 days. And Tara went out from the king's presence, and he came home to his family and spoke to them all the words of the king. And the people were greatly afraid. They were very afraid, like, hey, Nimrod, because Nimrod, no, he was a very wicked king. The last time you heard they say, the book said, not Osuma Radi Penas, then he was against God. He was wicked. Into almost slow. And it was in the 3rd day that the king sent to Tara, saying, send me thy son 3 days never for a price, as I spoke to thee. And shouldn't thou not do this, I would send and slay all thou hast in thy house, so that thou shalt not even have a dog remaining. 3 days never. May still feel and Tara hastened as the thing was urgent from the king, and he took a child from one of his servants. Esther so bibia service meeting. 3 days no. Sarah ate his team, one of which his handmaid was born to him that day. And Sarah brought the child to the king and received value for him. Do you know what Sarah did? No, bin so she didn't be a wow. Never be a servant. Rather money, telling you. Over the uncle could be bad, yeah, they say that's what is going on. We are saying, but no, say another thing. Into your tamna koaba, not the coma king no jiska. Tamna koaba, not the coma king, so Abraham, no jiska. And then, and the Lord was with Sarah in this matter, that Nimrod might not cause Abraham death. Good. Into a baby statua, into a rade, any G. Say, Sarah, I'm funny, Abraham, uncle. Are you thinking of something? I don't want to say it because who could say now I say I bet chinny as I'm now can and also called chin another topic about CNA. And the Lord was with Abraham in this matter, that Nimrod might not cause Abraham death. And the king took the child from Sarah and with all his might dashed his head to the ground, for he thought it has been Abraham. Inti ɔde akwala no kɔma Sarah no Nimrod ebutu fam. Imagine ɔhe wɔ yi a nkrɔfoɔ som ebutu fam. Akwala yɛ di na broken. So who is this child? Inti ana Nimrod hinya akwala ya. The papa did not buy into all butu from like all bow down. He taught to say Abraham. The thing is, okay. The servant and the man. You don't understand. Servant and a banner didn't buy. Is he not a human being? Is he not a human being? Or no, you be back. But a year I did say, young fat Abraham uncle. By this servant back away. This word now. Many things are involved. Satan ɔtan ebinom si ebinom. Yɛn nyinaa si Satan wɔ hɔ nom. Ɔyɛ Satan wɔ hɔ ɔtan obiara. Ba ɔtan ebinom si ebinom. Ɛyɛ dɛn na Abraham. Yɛde Abraham ho ba nti because of what they saw. That is why many of us we are suffering. Because you don't know what they saw. Yɛwɔ. Ebi ama me and I've body omo ni aje omo hospital omo wakwala omo ni aje ba. People have eyes. People have eyes. Physical people have eyes. Apart from physical people, no so no. They are people. They are so kronim. Ufi obushiem. There are kronim. Life is how we need God seriously. You want kronim. They have seen now, whoever it is, they have great future. Do you think they are going to leave you like that? And they tried to kill Abraham. Okay, the Canaan Bible. They tried to kill who? Jesus. They tried to kill who? Moses. Because they were destined for greatness. So they tried to kill Abraham. Because of what the wise men and the conjoiners have seen. You see, it's the same thing as now we are living in this world. You don't know what people saw. You don't know what demons saw. You don't. So sometimes now, our suffering, the things that is happening in our lives now. If you baby, if you, but only God never boy. If you baby, if you. Why would a fool Nimrod, because of what Chiakola and Saka Bramte, bowing down to who? Why? Because he thought, say he has already the mind of it. Say Radis when he Abraham because he thought that what the Lord want to do. Or no etimi conquer, or no etimi aje. Na Erade na nkasa no, Erade one is greater than God. He knows everything. So that is why sometimes we have to have discernment. Everything that is going on in my life, I know that there is a purpose. I don't know the purpose. I don't know, but sometimes also no, enye Erade akwan yo. Sometimes enye Erade akwan. Sometimes just a bad way, evil way. Just to bring things, just to destroy your life, just to destroy your, just to do many things. But if Erade, like you're praying, there is nothing these people will do. They'll plan. You might fall into it. You might do certain things and I say do things you feel that, but it was maybe that's my belief. Maybe it was a radin like a man over one or don't for baby like he's just doing hot. He thinks say it is going to help you, not going to save your life. So they try to kill Abraham. May I know say we have people like Abraham, like Jesus, like Moses, like those. You have people. You can never kill them. No matter what you do, God will find a way to save these people. Because why was God happy? See, you deserve Nimrod to kill. Have you thought of it? A year then at that time now you Abraham now. The servant being so way. Time I woo Abraham now, the servant being so woo or maybe war. Which means Radin the Nimrod bay. So not all the time, but I believe that for some people, everything happens for a reason. You may not understand why that thing is happening, but it is for a reason. Enti senke Abraham Tara fi ho na nka obi enwu ho nka na kwa anwu na Nimrod se fa nkrof akola ne bra na nka akola be na koden beko. And you would think say maybe Tara atwen no ho yes it might be the wisdom of God. It might be the wisdom of God. Even now I'm thinking say Nimrod Tara can't say which is so when they Tara no dia akola ne ba obu be ne kire won. But when you say Tara dia akola because everybody was afraid. So that time on here can say fa akola bra won fama. So, oh, thank you, Lord. So I had to say, Abraham, yes, you go Isaac. Abraham so came go Isaac. Odu open already provided sheep. So you see, Yahweh Abraham, Nimrod want to kill Abraham. The Lord has already provided a child. So he deceived Nimrod. Deceived Nimrod. Ah, thank you, Lord. And Terah took Abraham, his son, secretly, together with his mother and nurse, and he cancelled them in a cave. In Abraham didn't be Abraham, and Terah didn't be Abraham, and then and Abraham nurse, the Oshakolano, and no my friend, my friend, my friend. And not the uncle see cave, like a cave. Because you can't do this to Nimrod. Now you can't keep that away. So you see the wisdom. That's what I'm saying. Say, there are many things that's happening. That can happen to you. That is happening. It might be the will of God. It might be the hands of God. Because you don't know the air, but you don't know the AC. You don't know why. And he brought them their provisions monthly. Or the could see a cable. Every month be now I Belgium Becca just speak on. No, I secretly, not the new come on. No, I secretly no. This I believe Mr. Abraham never sent his servant to die. Or more dear Beko. Now, because I've servant, me now servant, no go Nimrod money. Babukui, I've read before. You bet Abraham, Ube Davis. The two men dead, Ube Davis. And you know, monthly, no, or the Adriano man, every time the ano, on the Adriano, on the Adriano, on the Adriano. Enti Akwalana Nimrod one, if I don't know, he thinks he is having Abraham, not knowing he was having a child of a slave. Someone kind of get a child of a slave. He's a slave. A can't slave. Someone. Obia, he doesn't know God. He's just living their lives. I believe that certain things are okay. You cannot really teach and answer, let people really understand. Maybe you will try to say you're going to interpret. Na enye ebia sanity, but me dem say sanity. Me ma dream sanity. Slave. You don't know. See your now. People are killing people. I was I saying it here and that's on Zoom? People are using people's children for sacrifice. Okay, so crowd. We are cooking. Lord, we are going to accident. Okay, na Zoom. Lord, we are going accident. We are going. People are using people's children as sacrifice. They said the way why. Yeah, maybe anywhere you can use to do anything. It's mimete. That is me. Obia me madrin. Obia was say. Me I know your madrin. Me can't say we could no. I will not say because Abia no I could me thinking next na I know be wow. Maybe I know be wow no akaka say Jenna say intimate by your uncrophobia me minti omoda. That's my belief. And the Lord was with Abraham in the cave. The Abuboba, the normal Bible, radical say Abraham, choose Abraham, Abuboba. So he chose him from birth. Because, okay, Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, or say, I knew you Oda uma me yemni na knew into who has an ebe wono. Whoever has an ebe eradi woni mu that he knows you and nothing evil. Bible says, but nothing bad will by any means hurt you. It's true. And you know, Udi readings here, you will know, you will see, say, Abraham was chosen from the womb of his mother. So that confusion now, oh Abraham, sorry, yeah, na radical and so on, we no so called keke no. One more compile books, Roman for one more hedipa. Because almost to be a few at the end book night said, oh, na questions, woman, ye then away say, ye then away say, a raditomo, to link you to certain way, you will believe some things. Me, I believe the Bible, I believe this, by any nana mijidi. Omu be a shame. Me can, dear, man can first city. Namijidi, nina, but minjini now. What the Lord will link me to make me to understand, to obey, maneuver me to understand, to see. That's why you have to be reading. That's why you have to be reading Bible always, because Radinankasa will teach you things. What I say, he will teach you things. He will make you to understand certain things. Like if I read the Bible, may I understand it in a different way. Now, I understand the Bible in a different way. So it's very important for us to read the Bible. And Abraham was chosen from the womb of his mother. The whole not all. No. Say they will be made. Yeah, the servant back was save Abraham life. You want your life to be just used for people's purpose, for people's evil purpose. I always tell you, says actually now, now. Oh, you don't have time for the Bible. How can you know God? How are you able to know God? How do we need to make person? If you get closer to him, you will know certain things. If you get closer to him, maybe I saw Bible, even your Bible, things that are hidden. Now the fruit of the spirit. I believe Sinina is painful for any person to do, unless you have the grace of God, like the love, faith, patience. That Galatians chapter 5, verse 21. You need God. Like patience. You have to have patience. And yet patience, I won't think it's a patience, but patience in the things of God is painful. For some time, maybe you want to act, but you have to be patient. I will share the assembly base like what the matter is going. Yes, Jesus, he came on this earth. Said read. Ama confusion sorry. Ama confusion those on internet. Confusion. Yeah, sometimes people ask certain things. It makes sense unless they say, "Oh, yeah, just because many Christians are doing until you not even use your senses, you not even use your mind. Now, who use who are doing crap? You say you want to be yours. Yeah, I said, we are Christian, we are Muslim, like we are religious. Good, that's it. The religious person, you don't have to ask any question. You follow what so for say. You follow what you do anymore. For Bible, na kind. Number ready to lead you to do certain researches. Not the would be a training at And the Lord was with Abraham in the cave, and he grew up. And Abraham grew up in a cave. And Abraham was in the cave 10 years. And the king and his princes, smoothsayers, sages, thought that the king had killed Abraham. Grofo we womo ye ni so ade hofo princes atumidiefo smoothsayers womo control things, they see things in the spirit. Sages, they didn't see Abraham way. Who can fight God? They didn't see say Nana Nimrod way. Akra we nye Abraham o. Yes, they didn't see. Why? Because of course, God is greater than Omunina. And Joshua thought that the king had killed Abraham, which means akola kuna omoje no kinukun. Like this king killed this child for everyone to see. Say etarabana mukuhu awon dear fan home yakuno. So they need okuno swamba. So whilst Jesus, yes, radical change said, "For umano or catch Mary ni Joseph said, fanuko see away Egypt no." Moses, radical change say, "Fano or mude any man didn't go to so na ye betam no because of sending ye kunkola." Sana Abraham so. Abraham was first. Abraham so. Ye didn't go see cave. So the be Nimrod. Intimate. Remember, Nimrod, Abraham na now. So what follow book na? Nimrod is Abraham's grandson because Noah mami and son obaako Ham bakush ebane Ham bakush nebane Nimrod. Oshe the genealogy was a one na omunyi no munana ene Noah enti no Abraham ne nana like omuye lineage ne Nimrod. But a Jew say baby, okay, baby, kasi say baby kasi it is like he has a great reason. He wanted to kill him. The Bible say, "Nipa tamfo ni fearful." And you he bia no baby and no person oku we o there. Nana Abraham nana Nimrod. He just wanted to kill Abraham because of what the wise men were saying, because of what the soothsayers were saying, because he didn't want to overcome him in himself. The book of Jasher, chapter 8. Mediasi. Radin Shram. Share, subscribe, and like. Radin Shrobia. Never be reading chapter 9. So now one follow this way, you will not understand. So follow and get the understanding of Genesis before Genesis Abraham time. No, you understand it. Genesis very well. Erade Enshra Obiyara. God bless you. Bye.